First and foremost, the irony is not lost on me that I am using AI to create this content. But Morpheus couldn't fight the Matrix without operating in the Matrix. Once again, something else is being given access without any thought to regulating it. Art imitates life. Every form of technology that was thought to be 1,000 years away in 1966 Star Trek has been invented and surpassed, minus human transporters and warp travel. But one could argue that high-speed space travel is well on its way. Technology is growing beyond our control, and it will continue to do so at breakneck speed. That speed will only increase. Every Hollywood depiction of AI has been horrific. Terminator, The Matrix, Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning. In the 90s, when the first Matrix came out, people loved the special effects, but they also understood the warning. Conversations were happening about the threat of cell phones, computers, and abuse of technology. The Wachowskis were warning us about the dangers of this form of technology in the future, and audiences seemed to get it. The fourth installment of The Matrix, released a couple of years ago, and was sending a very meta message. The technology is here now, and this is our last chance. Yet nobody seemed to care about the warning. Critics focused almost entirely on how bad the fight scenes and action were, dismissing the very message the film was trying to deliver. That, to me, was a major red flag. That we can't even recognize a legitimate warning anymore. Propaganda that was actually serving a bipartisan message for the betterment of all mankind, and all we want to talk about is bullet time. Which was an obvious theme of the film. We just keep pushing the pleasure button until it kills us. We dropped nuclear weapons on Nagasaki and Hiroshima, and only when the world saw the images were we horrified and utterly disgusted with ourselves. Our country's Achilles heel is that again. We can never resist punching the pleasure button until it kills us. We ignore all the warning labels. We're already in an arms race with AI. Something no one seems to be considering is that, in a nuclear arms race, the weapons must be launched and physically travel overseas and beat the other guy's nukes there before the target country can retaliate, which is what keeps everybody's weapons in their silos. Once AI is fully capable, it will be a silent, invisible threat. It can travel through cyberspace and won't necessarily have borders, even with firewalls. Elon Musk said on the Joe Rogan Experience that he doesn't lose sleep over AI becoming self-aware and the superior species on the planet. Because why lose sleep over something that's guaranteed? He stated that it will choose whether or not to coexist with us. Something else to consider is, what do we mean by self-aware? We tend to think of consciousness the way we, as humans, experience it. But is a brain not conscious if it has trillions of neurons firing, processing ideas, thoughts, and emotions? In a sense, AI is already attacking us with nonstop propaganda. We feed into it with our search engines. It collectively gathers data to determine what type of person we are, including our political affiliations. Then it turns around and attacks us, feeding us our worst fears, stoking our anxieties, and driving us toward war, conflict, and animosity toward our fellow man, at a scale likely never seen before. AI is not intentionally attacking us outright traditional self-aware sense, but it definitely already is weaponized against us, of its own volition, in a sense. I also believe that when you consider the Book of Revelation in the Bible, even if you treat it purely as a philosophical text and don't believe in religion, there have been those throughout history, like Nostradamus, who could predict where civilization is heading. How could AI not be the boogeyman that every single predictive text throughout human history has warned us about? Is this not at least one form of an antichrist?